And we are back live from Los Angeles. This is the Call of Duty Championship presented by Xbox. We're starting off a brand new group here. Xfinity, the top seed coming out of the U.S. Championship, going up against the European Finals champions in TCM. This is going to be one heck of a series all the way through. TCM, I think, is arguably the favorite coming into it, but don't count Xfinity out. They have some very unique strategies. I know Mud Dog has been practicing his grenade spots for weeks leading up to this moment.
Yeah, so Xfinity is actually, they're the 8th seed coming out. So they were kind of the final team to qualify out of the U.S. qualifier. But like you said, you can't take anything away from them. They have a lot of great strategy, a lot of great minds on that team, especially in Mud Dog, who's been, coach in the past, a player who's had a lot of experience analyzing and breaking down gameplay. And I'm sure that they have a playbook ready for TCM.
Oh, yeah.
Guaranteed.
And they were watching the entire LAN against Envy. They were watching all of TCM strategies, getting ready for it because they know how important this matchup is to their group. You take out TCM, you're almost guaranteed a spot because you're just going to be carrying that momentum high all the way into your second match. You win two, you're almost guaranteed a spot unless it goes to a three-way tie. And speaking of three-way ties, if you guys haven't tuned in to the Bravo broadcast, make sure you check that out now. There was a three-way tie between, we had Immunity, Envy, and TEC Intensity. TEC Intensity looks like they lost that first game, so now the winner of Envy and TEC Intensity, if Envy wins that, they're going through to the bracket.
Right, but if TEC Intensity wins that one, then Envy has to play Immunity. So it should be interesting to see how that plays out. But right now, Envy is being pitted against TEC Intensity, and the winner of that is going to determine what happens. So if Envy wins, they're moving on, and Intensity is out. But if Intensity win,
big matchup going over there.
Another replay.
Well, that group is just finishing, but this one is just beginning. And Astro, do you know these guys on this Xfinity lineup? Because I know a lot of the fans out there may not know these dudes, but they've been around for years.
I do know three of them very well. Sin is the only player I don't know extremely well, but I have watched him play quite a bit in Ghosts. And, he is coming on very strong as of late. Definitely helping his team. He's looking to be the player that can slay. On your screen right now, that's Croaster. Croaster's a long-time Call of Duty experienced player.
He sounds a lot like Clayster. I hear these two used to team together.
They used to team together. So their names, Croaster and Clayster, I think were synced up back in the day. Both of these players were known for playing on Art of Execution, a team called AOX in the Call of Duty 4 days and the Modern Warfare 2 days.
Call of Duty 4 days. That's how far these guys go back.
Modern Warfare 2. Really, in Modern Warfare 2, they kind of made a name for themselves, qualifying for the GameStop National Championship. And, Croaster's a solid player. Then you have Doubt, who's also been around since the Call of Duty 4 days. Great player, always been around. And then Mud Dog, who's that tactician, that analytical guy that's going to be putting the strategy together for the team.
Yeah, Mud Dog, he's kind of the newest to Call of Duty out of the group, but he's learning fast. He's surrounded himself with some great players, learning from the veterans in this scene. And now he's kind of the one who's originating new strategies. He's the shot caller in S&D. Look for him to go big. But on the TCM lineup, I know you spent a full week with these dudes. Who is our player to watch from this crew?
Any of those players can go off at any moment. They really can. But I will say that Mad Cat's probably the most electric player. He's regarded as the best player in Europe by many. And he's one of those players that can just change the outcome of a game just depending on how hot he is. And you see Mad Cat there on your screen. He's the second from the left. But you also have great leadership out of Marky B. Very vocal player. And, he brings a lot to the table. Maybe you won't see it in game, but with his communication and the way he hypes up his TCM squad, they certainly can make a mark here at the Call of Duty Championship.
Well, your blue arrow is at the start. I'm going to stay on board with TCM for a bit, showing off some of Europe's finest. Mad Cat trying to help out Gunch at the start. And we'll see if he's able to connect with the Semtex. Does get the kill as Moose cleans up Sin. So that's 2 down here for Xfinity. And what's Mad Cat's plan here in this domination mode?
Mad Cat plays 2 ways. One is a very passive AR role, and the other is a very aggressive AR role. He's always rocking the AR, but he can also switch the SMG when he needs to. So, I'm looking for Mad Cat to play a very passive AR role here on Sovereign. He's going to help his team capture the flags just like that, manage to get in there, but at the same time, he's going to be just there to slay away. And right off the bat, I loved what TCM did. They let Xfinity get that B capture and just worried about picking up the kills.
Oh, yeah.
And then just recap the B flag. And that's just smart Call of Duty play.
You guys can touch it first, but we're going to keep that.
That's right. That's right. We're TCM, and we're just going to take this right back.
Moose on a 7-point spree so far, opening up perfect. 6-0, make it 8-point spree. 2 captures, finally shut down. But Gunshi with that gold MTAR looking to answer back. 3 down here for TCM, as this is some life being shown by Xfinity. Big nade being taken down by Sin, and now Croster doing work with the knife, cleans up the 2-piece, and Xfinity answering right back.
That was a big 2-piece by Croster right there. And yeah, you said Moose just going off on the tear. You know, I mentioned Mad Cat and Marky B, but Moose and Gunshi are really the glue on this team. Both are very, a little bit outspoken, not the loudest, cockiest players out there. They're very, humble, and Moose especially is a very quiet player, but he is a monster. If this guy gets going, you got to watch out for him. He gets really hot and streaky. So obviously at the very beginning of this game, he's now 8-4.
At the start here, you see strong slaying from TCM. Croster, he's been carrying his own way, 8-5, but that's the amount of kills his teammates have combined. So Sin, Mud Dog, and Doubt need to step up the slaying game because Croster is fighting for his life here at B. All by himself, he's able to capture it.
Yeah, Croster right now for Xfinity, pretty much putting the team on his back and carrying him. He's last alive now, and they know exactly where he is. That's all 4 down for Xfinity, and TCM come roaring back, capping that B flag.
It looks like Gunshi's just going to watch that right side, but Moose says, hey, I know where they're spawning. I'm going to go fight them. Gets one, looking for another. That player is going to leave, so Moose is going to make the call-outs. Coming from mid, tries to push in, and he's shut down. Meanwhile, Gunshi fighting for top control. Will lose that one. Marky B on the rotation, trying to get some grenades. Knows the pressure's on B. Will that connect? No. Trophy system saves Sin's life, and here comes Marky B to challenge up the ladder.
Yeah, and you see the call-outs are coming from his teammates right there. He was about to climb the ladder and just decided to hold off. He knew grenades were coming in from his teammates. They didn't manage to pick anybody up, and Marky B kind of got left hanging right there. So now TCM's on the defensive. This is a very close game, Puckett. Only 2 points separating. TCM has the lead at the moment. Now Gunshi's going for a contest on the home flag for Xfinity. He does manage to get that. So that is going to be a 1-point game. It's going to stay that way until somebody captures that that C flag, and now all the flags are kind of getting contested at the same time. Both teams still managing to hold on to their one respective flag.
Let's go back to Moose. The man is on top of the leaderboard at 12-7 with 2 captures, taking some fire through the wall. Great cover here from Gunshi, and Moose continuing to put shots and players will go down. Gunshi trying to clean this one up now, rotating around the control side, pushing into C actually, as the flag was just taken back. TCM wants to put the pressure on Xfinity, and we see all this slaying, but the scoreboard, only a 6-point difference, make it 8 after that rotation here, Hastro.
Yeah, TCM actually is starting to pull away a little bit. They got a lot of pressure on the Xfinity spawn right here. You see Mad Cat coming back through, and look at Mad Cat's score. The guy just does not go negative. I mean, we were through 40 games or so in the practice land, when they were facing off against Envy, and Mad Cat hadn't gone negative once. And that is just a testament to how he plays the AR role and how good he is at slaying and putting his team into position to capture flags.
Mad Cat's such a fantastic shot. Marky B was off to a slow start, now heating up on a 3-kill spree. Can he keep this one going into the final 25 seconds? You can see, as you mentioned, starting to pull away, now up 12, and Marky B will not be able to get in there. Mad Cat's going to charge in with the AR, gets one, gets taken down. Moose now challenging everyone trading here at B as Xfinity's trying to get some last-minute points. 82-67 going into the half, and it looks like that'll turn over to 83-69.
And there's Mad Cat and Gunshi getting hyped in the booth. You see Moose really doesn't say much, but Marky B on the end as well. The team is hyped up. They've got a nice little lead going into the second side of this domination on Sovereign. And you take a look at the scoreboard, you see that the top 3 right there for TCM, Moose, Mad Cat, and Gunshi really kind of leading the way. Marky getting on the flags, picking up 3 captures, but like I said, he's kind of the vocal leader for that team. TCM looking really strong right away. Solid
stuff from TCM. Remember, that's just the first side of domination. We're going to restart it, get it going one more time, but that leaderboard, Moose, 15-12, 14-12 for Mad Cat. Gunshi, 16-12, topped all players. On the other side, only one player going even. Everyone else went negative after a strong start from Croster. Doubt went 14-14 with 3 caps.
Yeah, and Croster had a really, really hot start, but just didn't manage to get a lot of support there, and TCM was just kind of overrunning up in their spawn about halfway through that round. So here, heading into the next side, I'm looking to see if TCM can actually push in like that again.
Yeah.
And maybe Xfinity tries to counter that a little bit and get a little more map control. That's what they need to do.
Do they charge in for B, or did they learn their lesson is what I want to see off the break
I'd
here.
like to see a little bit more of a battle for B as opposed to them just charging for it, because you really set up to give away your position to the other team. And it was pretty much just a mop job for TCM because they knew where all the Xfinity guys were. They clearly took B right away. They had a 3-man push, and all they had to do was set up around it.
Well, it's only a 14-point advantage for TCM. We can see Xfinity totally come back from that deficit. Let's see them off the break. I want to see what Mud Dog is up to because he was pretty quiet in that game. Had some big plays back at home to keep C-Flag in control of that Xfinity lineup. But on the other side, TCM was just breaking them down. No one got into their base. They held B for most of that game. Let's start it off. Mud Dog's my player to watch, and look at this. Off the break, Hastro, he's going to be pulling out an LMG.
Yeah, and this is not something that's new. Mud Dog is known for coming up with these wacky kind of strategies off the breaks. So I'm going to expect Mud Dog to actually have a spot where he runs to and just pre-fires with the LMG. So let's see if he actually makes that happen.
MTAR 4 grip plus the LMG with that thermal sight will be his combo. Off the break also has one grenade.
There it goes.
Here he sets up. Nice zoom there. And he's got this hybrid scope on, using it for the player up top. Will he be able to hit that wall bang? Unfortunately, it looks like he just gets the assist. Now gets the long shot kill. Kroster adding to that kill feed, and they're already fighting for B.
Oh my goodness, and Mud Dog is already off to a hot start here. Very nice job by him, but TCM is not kind of fooled by that. And it looks like Doubt gets taken off, and TCM now is going to go for that B flag.
Oh,
so
man.
They had a little bit of a strategy. Big kills coming out of Kroster, though, who's now 3-1. He's trying to pick up another green side, and now that B flag is up for grabs.
Yeah, nice opening here, but still no B control. And you saw Doubt was like a centimeter from closing that one out. Grenades coming in, had to cook it, gets one. Mud Dog knows there's going to be more there. Can he get the kills in time? No, it looks like B was secured for the moment, now being contested. Doubt and Crow in the action, and there are some huge kills from Gunchy. He had 16 in the first side, and now already off to a 6-kill start.
Yeah, and that was huge right there from Gunchy. All 4 players going down for Xfinity. Total map control relinquished for TCM. And now they are in such a good spot. Look at Mad Cat. This is when we need to spectate Mad Cat, because it's when he's at his best. When he knows where the other players are spawning in at, and he can figure out locations of the enemy team, he can just do a lot of damage.
Sin has snuck around, though, into C. This is going to force his opponents to back up. TCM's going to need to come back and recapture. And Sin's going all the way for the flag, will not be able to get it. Meanwhile, Kroster needs to worry about his own base as you see TCM try to get in there. Takes down Gunchy with the nice headshot, and B will be controlled here by Xfinity. So nice teamwork, good coverage, but still more opponents behind enemy lines. Who is that? It looks like that was Marky B trying to get in there with Moose. Back at A, Marky's over at C.
Yeah, and you know, there was a 14-point lead there for,
Yeah,
so
that's TCM from that first side.
14-point differential. So, you know, that's something that we have to pay attention to now. We're headed into the last 3 minutes of this round on Sovereign, and you have TCM just really doing quite a bit of work. They're up by 10 now as well, so they're adding to their lead bucket, and this is that moment. This is that moment now where you have to have Xfinity really push for some flags. I mean, they have to push for the 3 cap. They have 2 right now. I don't think they're going to be able to win it off of just a 2 flag cap. Actually, they actually might bring it back with that. Actually.
Yeah, Sin with that 3-piece, man, and we actually had to update that scoreboard for you. The 14 should be on the right side for TCM. Right now you're watching Xfinity's Kroster trying to lock down the spawns. They do have B, they have C control, trying to get in there to contest A is Kroster, also locking down the spawns. You got Doubt in the mix, taking out Moose as Mad Cat also falls, and now Crow is going to go for A.
Oh, and here comes the 3 cap. This is exactly what they need to do. They need to defend this B flag, though, and nobody left alive on that B flag, and that's just bad news for Xfinity. You never want to give up that B flag, but A and C actually is not a bad setup here on Sovereign. If you get the other team pinned in at green on that B flag, spawning where they are right now, that's bad news. But quickly, TCM realizes that they need to get over and capture a home flag.
Mud Dog back with that LMG, man. He's pulling it out with the MTAR combo to fight close range at B. Won't be able to win that battle. Meanwhile, his teammates just did secure C once again. So they know time is against them. They have taken the lead in the second side. It's a 6-point difference here on side 2. That means 8 points overall. Kroster on your score screen for the moment on a 3-kill spree, 14-7. He's going to watch C while everyone else is fighting on the other side of the map, and Mud Dog is behind enemy lines once again.
And Mud Dog is just being a huge fit right now for TCM, or causing a huge fit, and Kroster is as well. But Mud Dog goes down now. TCM on all the flags here. This could be really bad news for Xfinity. 1 minute left on the clock. TCM has to lock down a couple of these flags, and it looks like they're going to get only one out of that trade. So Xfinity in a great position here, Puckett, to cause an upset in map number 1.
6-point difference here overall, I believe. Kroster trying to find that opponent, saw the stun check from his teammate. Big kill there. C is being contested. Huge kill by Doubt will stop C. Kroster 17-7. Mud Dog 11-8. Doubt and Sin trying to get the key kills at the opponent's base. Let's go over to Sin, who has to get this A.
Oh, but he really doesn't. TCM, you know, is on their heels. TCM is the one that has to get the flag right now.
Oh my goodness.
It is now
Xfinity is taking
up.
it.
Xfinity is up now by 3 points, 2 points, and it looks like they're going to close this one out versus TCM.
No.
They still have 2 flags, and Xfinity, the North American squad, who could certainly be up to this task, came through, wins map number 1 off TCM, and that is huge for them.
Wow, what a comeback. 14-point differential, and then they win the second side by 20. It was close all the way to the last minute 30 seconds, and you gotta say Kroster went enormous. 19-8, 3 captures, doing everything he can. Xfinity, they are the real deal, taking map number 1 off of TCM already.
That is so huge right there. So massive.
And I thought Sin was just going for the neutralize, thought he was actually going to get the 3 cap, but Doubt, with a huge play on the opposite side of the map, kept C in their favor. Xfinity going big when they needed to, but Kroster and Mud Dog stepped it up so big in that second half.
Well, let's take a look at a couple of replays here, Puckett. You're going to see right here the stat flag getting captured. Now Moose coming up on blue stairs, picking up a big kill right there. Another player is hovering over that B flag for Xfinity, and that's what we're talking about. Moose and the TCM crew getting shut down, hovering around that B flag. I told you they needed to get map control, and Xfinity did just that. They were very patient, held their map control, and even when they had the AC split, they managed to lock down TCM in that green side spawn and just bought them a lot of time. And so here you see just flags getting contested left and right, and Gunchi is desperately trying to capture that flag, and he gets shut down. You see Moose jumping on it as well, and those TCM players just kept getting mowed off those flags near the end of the game, and that's ultimately what kept Xfinity in the lead.
So Dow had 9 kills on that side. Just in that replay alone, I saw 3 stops as Gunchi was going for the flag, Moose was going for the flag, and Mad Cat was going for the flag.
And those are so important, you know?
So huge in those one-on-ones.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you know what? TCM, with their backs kind of against the wall, they're down 1 map. We're going to be having map number 2 coming up soon. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a quick commercial break here live from the Call of Duty Championship presented by Xbox.